Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of a Cowgirls World Tour. I am solo today and kind of a rogue episode, actually. I just had this idea the other day, thought it might be kind of useful, or if the experience can be relatable, or if there is some lesson in my recent experience I had in my life. So I thought might be a good idea to share it. And I will start with this kind of an open-ended question. You know how there's this saying of like when you hit rock bottom, all you have left is to go up, or like certain people or certain people who have had success, something really bad happened in their life, and they had nothing else to lose, and then they become successful after. I feel like there are movies like that too, but so here's the thing, like why does it take something big or catastrophic to happen before you change something, or you decide to do something, or like why? So here is my like recent experience. So I was in a car accident recently. I didn't hurt anybody else. It was completely my fault. I didn't get hit by anybody. I'm okay in the big scheme of things. Just some brain fog to deal with, some sore necks to deal with, but very grateful that I'm able to move on with my life. But it was definitely a sign from the universe going, you need to slow the fuck down. Like, just a big slap on the face. Because I am always rushing from one place to another, distracted all the time, trying to catch up on things while I'm driving. It's like I'll call someone, I'll try to, I talk to tech, like do like your voice texting and stuff, but even that is bad. And so it's just too much. And but I didn't stop myself from like doing it, right? I let it go until basically the world, the universe, it was like, I will tell you to slow down in like a bad way. So anyways, why did I let it go this far? Because I've actually had a gut feeling. The funny part is, the not so funny part is that I had a gut feeling for about a year now that I needed to change some things up. Like, I felt overwhelmed. I was looking at what my priorities are and the area in my life where I can or I should take things away, and I basically didn't listen. I ignored that intuition, really, and said, I can do it all, with my ego of I'm super person, I can do everything, which is basically me not listening to my body. And here we are in an accident, and I can, thankfully I'm okay, and so now I can look back and take it as a lesson. But it really is something that I think a lot of us do, is ignoring these signs and getting into burnout, or think you can do it all. So how can we like make these changes proactively, and instead of letting it get so far down or so deep, so too far gone, and let it be a massive crisis, right? Because Because, yeah, like, so my thing, like, I have this toxic, I don't know, belief that I'm been trying to, unlearn, where like being productive all the time, like I have to be always productive. I have to be efficient. Like I used to pride myself in like being able to meet with this friend, go do this, work this job, and then work this other job and maybe sleep for 2 hours and then go do this other job. And I'm like, I can do that. That's like, I'm a super human. I can do that. And I thought that was like a good thing. And, and it's a learned behavior where I got like secondhand gain from it. And like, I'm hoping this can maybe help some other people out if you've struggled with things like this. I feel like a lot of us struggle with that, like the productive cycle where like you're just doing things for the sake of doing and not necessarily being intentional about it. Anyways, I know I've learned this because, and I'm sorry, Mom, I'm gonna throw you under the bus, but my mom is like this. She is a literal superhuman, and she does so many things, and she's like jack of all trades. She gets shit done. People ask her for stuff all the time, but I saw that and I learned that, and that was good, or that was the cool thing to do. And there's also secondhand gain, I think, from this too, where when you do things where you're such a hard worker and you get everything done, and then other people say, wow, you're such a hard worker, or you get praised, and I don't know how you do this, and like you kind of feel good about it. So then your brain like keeps doing that. So there's that secondhand gain where even though it's a bad cycle, there's this subconscious in your mind that actually thinks you're doing a good thing. So you have to kind of create that new reality or new belief or new story that it's actually not a good thing to stretch yourself out so thin and either get burnt out or get overwhelmed, and you're so distracted, and that you get in an accident, or you might die, or you might hurt yourself, or you might get sick, or XYZ. Now, there's also, I feel like society, there's also feeds this story with like the time management tools and efficiency tools, and that, of course, being productive is a good thing if you're like for your work or for when you need to get things done. But it's not necessarily healthy to be always thinking about that like 24/7. I guess another thing it made me think of is like being a proactive person and versus reactive. So letting it happen, letting shit happen and fall apart, and then doing something about it is being reactive, right? So you're just waiting for something to happen, then do something about it. Now, can we be smarter and more in tune with our bodies, more self-aware of how you're feeling, and to be proactive on how you are doing? Do I have a point there? Because, like, do we have to wait until shit hits the fan to learn the lesson? Or can we learn the lesson without shit hitting the fan? I feel like that would be the better way, to go through life. And wouldn't it be cool if we can still grow as a person or have success? And a lot of time people have success because because they hit rock bottom, and like that's okay too. Things happen, like shit happens. And like I have this one book that I love. It's called what is it called? How to Be a Badass at Making Money, I think. And it's written by Jen Sincero. And like she talks about how when she hit rock bottom, and then from there, because she had nothing to lose, it was just up from there. And like, so she took risks. She like didn't give a shit about other things. And she just, became this successful person, which is very cool. But it would be even cooler if you can like take those actions towards success without having a massive crisis or like a breakdown. In my case, in my recent experience, it's like, how could have I taken the steps to look after myself or my body before pushing it too hard, where and then getting in an accident? I mean, now that that did happen, I can certainly learn from my lesson, and making sure my priorities are, I'm focusing on what is priority to me, and which is my horses and trying to build my like horse career. And I don't have a lot of time to spend on other things, and that's okay for this season in life. So I've had some difficult conversations with certain people that, maybe I'm going to take a break from something. And it's hard to do that sometimes, because you don't want to, you don't want to disappoint other people. And I mean, it's something that I like doing, so it's not like I want to quit either. But again, just knowing when you have certain things as a priority in your life. So that's like that was a bit of a wake up call. So basically, going back to, can we not follow this cycle of something bad happens, you come back? I feel like that's also like has been, what's the word, like celebrated in the movies, or so we see that at like growing up or watching, we hear those stories, so it's almost like made into this heroic thing, and that's not necessarily true. Like, I mean, why would you want anything bad to happen at all? So that's another thought. I don't know, I feel like, again, this is kind of a rogue episode, and it's just an open-ended question to like provoke some thoughts with anybody who's listening, and what really we want to prioritize. I think it's really being in tune also with yourself, and being self-aware of where you're at, and not just like, again, doing the things just for the sake of doing. Like, I really want to prioritize doing this, like doing my podcast, connecting with people. So I have to spend more time on this, which means, of course, it's going to take time away from other things, because I'm not just sitting on a couch, laying around doing nothing all day, right? Like, spending more time on like the recording and then the editing and the publishing. That takes away time from maybe when I was doing, I don't know, maybe when I was like dancing, or when I was just doing chores, when I was just, I don't know, catching up on things. So then I have to now make time for that, or take certain things away. So that's kind of my thought. Yeah, so again, I thought it would be kind of a cool thing to share, and just maybe provoke some thoughts, or if you want to take it and think about what's going on in your life, this is also a busy season for a lot of people with the Christmas holidays coming up. Things are wrapping up, end of the year. People are shopping, people are like catching up on things. So I thought maybe it's a good time to share this with everybody. And if it helps, that's great. Otherwise, that is just kind of a life update. I am slowly getting back on to things, so I'm doing all right. I feel like there has been some shifts too in my priorities, and not thinking that like I have to do it all either. I have to remind myself that I'm not getting a gold medal for being the most efficient person in town, or in my family or whatever. Like, chill out, Jenni, right? So I hope that was kind of helpful. And, you don't have to multitask everything. Take some time, take a chill pill. Don't burn out. Although I did like what my friend Hika said, where she's like, what did she say? She said she wants to be burnt out in things that she loves to do and just being intentional. Again, that's the catch, right? Not being burnt out with things that doesn't matter to her. And I thought that was such a cool way to put it together, because it's not that working hard and hustling is bad. Like, of course you have to hustle. Right now I feel like there's that like polarized opposite of, maybe a few years ago it was like this hustle culture, right? Like everybody hustle, hustle, hustle. And then now it's like gone the other direction, and a lot of things on social media is like sit back, like manifest and just think about it and things gonna happen. And it's not true. Like, I do believe in manifesting, but you also have to take action. So hustling, you still have to hustle like during certain seasons in your life. But she put it, the way she said it was awesome, where she's like, I'm just going to be so focused and I'm going to hustle on the things I love to do, and that matters to her so much. But I'm not going to hustle on, or I'm not going to use my energy or get burnt out on things that are not important to her. So she said that perfectly. I love her. She's amazing. And I'm going to remember that and take that on, and apply it to my life. So anyways, I don't want to get too long with this episode today. I hope to maybe inspire somebody with this, or that you can take away as a lesson for you. But hopefully that was a helpful topic to talk about. And I will be back in your ears with something else soon too. So thank you for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.